Hi folks, Kevin here. Well, it's May 8th, 2017, and I thought I'd share with you how I'm actually growing our sweet potato slips. I've talked before that we do it a little bit different. I've done it the traditional way over years, is using a jar, putting the sweet potato in it, putting some sticks like toothpicks or chopsticks in them to hold them up, and putting them in the windowsill and all. And I found some problems with it. First problem is the number of slips that I wanted to get started each year. Now we're in zone 5A. So for example, it's May 8th right now. I think it's 34 degrees outside right now. It's been very, very wet. There's a good month before we're going to be able to get our sweet potatoes in the ground. And our seasons end pretty early. So we're in a very overcast, cold, wet climate. During the summertime we may have a drought, but trying to get an early start with a whole bunch of sweet potatoes on a small scale farm is really something. So, and we grow an heirloom blue sweet potato that we've been growing for several years here. We've grown several different sweet potatoes, and we've done it the traditional way. I've taken the sweet potato and treated them just like Irish potatoes, and sticking them in the ground and letting the eyes or the slips come up through the soil. I've done the jars, I've done them in trays, and what I'll do is I'll turn the camera around and show you how we're doing it now. Okay, apologize for the lighting here. I'm in the kitchen, and here's one of the trays that we grow the sweet potato slips in. So we take some of our sweet potatoes, I put them in one of the deep 10 by 20 seed cell that's isn't perforated, so I can change the water regularly in it. I just lay the potatoes down instead of standing them up. This way there's a couple of really good things that I can do. One, I can actually palpate, touch and feel the sweet potatoes every time I change the water. And I really recommend changing the water in the sweet potatoes like every other day, basically. So let's see if we can get some shots around here. We're in the kitchen area, so. And you can see some of these slips look really good. Here's another tray. I just changed the water in this one. And I'll pluck quite a few of these slips that are ready right now and show you in just a minute what it looks like. But first I'm just going to walk into the area, and you've seen this in the our microgreens. Excuse the moving around here, kind of crazy. So, and then down below, without any light, are the rest of the sweet potato slips. So you can see down here, no light here. So I found that there was more contaminants. I'm going to go back in here. So I'd get algae, I'd get materials on the roots and all, and I'll go over into the work area as soon as I get done plucking off some of these sweet potato slips, and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, I thought I'd show you, this is after changing the water and harvesting all of the slips that I'm going to harvest for right now, or transplant into the perlite mix, and I'll show you. So there's still quite a few here. One of the important things is to make certain when you're doing this is to make sure they're still all upright, because when you're washing them and they're in a loose tray like this, they could get flopped down, and we don't want the leaves getting in the water and decomposing over time. So that's it. Now we'll head over to the work area. Okay, these are the sweet potato slips that I just harvested from the trays. Some of them have roots on them, some don't. And these are the 10 by 20 regular depth plants, regular depth seed starting trays. These are non-perforated, so they hold the moisture in them. I put the perlite in just about to, let's say maybe 3/8 of an inch from the top. Here's some of the ones I've already done. You probably saw these in a previous video when I did an update on things. Really should go through and clean off any leaves. As you can see over here, there's some leaves that have been on the ground, on the surface there. there's a little bit of a balance. Now, why do I like the perlite? The perlite really helps to decrease light exposure to the root area, and thereby inhibiting any growth on the root systems, such as algae and mold growing on the systems. With me, I just don't have a lot of time to spend going over all of these slips and washing all of the bottles, changing the water in them. A lot of the times people put them on the windowsills, which I have done, or I put them under lights before, and it really fouls the water in a short period of time. Whereas you could see in the previous part of this video, when I had the non-perlite, just water in it with the potatoes, I change the water like every 2 to 3 days, and I harvest the slips as they come up. And there's a start of a root here, a little bit of a leaf there, these couple of leaves here. I'm going to peel off those leaves. Same thing with this one. Some of them already have roots on them, but you can see the ones these lower leaves have gotten wet, and we want to really peel those leaves off. So we just want to have the main stem and whatever root is on there in the ground. Now this is one that my wife had one of the previous slips that was in a jar in the window over here. She peeled one off of a potato. It got algae. It really destroyed the roots and all, and I started putting it in here. I'm just going to discard this one. This one isn't worth it because we can foul the environment down below. So the thing is that when we have materials that are decomposing, the appropriate organisms are going to get into the root systems and hinder the growth of the slips. The other thing is, so peeling off the leaves or any stems, anything that looks abnormal. Some of these are multi-stems, so you see the small one here. If you want to try and start this one, you can just sort of like tear this little part off here and maybe stick it in just halfway, just a tiny bit in there. I'll probably just discard it, because if I peel off the leaves there and stick it down to about where my finger is, then that will start to decompose. You get the appropriate decomposing organisms that are going to start to replicate there, and it changes the growing media underneath the perlite. So with the perlite, it decreases the light exposure to the root mass, which is the appropriate way. We want the roots to be in the dark, and by peeling off the leaves as you see them start to fall off, that'll be good. Anything that doesn't look like it's doing well, pull it out, discard it. So some of these leaves have gotten wet, and started to decompose. Anything that does not look viable comes off, whether it's roots or whatever. got pretty darn clean. There's a little bit of darkness down there in that one root area there. I'll keep an eye on that. These ones I've really got to clean up. I put water in them before I put the perlite in, and that didn't give a good support, and they leaned over, and I didn't get all the lower leaves off, and that was a big mistake. So we'll see how things progress. This is a trial. Please give us a thumbs up if you think this was of value, and please share with your friends, and any comments be greatly appreciated to let us know what you think, what other systems you've used in the past and what you're using now. I really want to produce quite a few of these slips at one time to make life much easier. And I'll post an update on these and see how well it works out in the future as well. Thanks so much for watching, folks. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.